Hey, you get tired of being wrong all the time? You get tired of always trying to pull yourself up out of something? Do it differently. But I ain't. How? I'm doing my best. Do it differently. Change your trajectory. That's the topic of today's video. It's going to be a whole lot to put in that title, but that's going to be the topic of today's video. Everything I just said right there. Do it differently, folks. If it's something that you keep just finding yourself in over and over again, whether it's a situation, confusion, whatever it may be, and you're just like, I don't know how this keeps happening. I don't really know how to do it differently. You know how you do it differently? Do it differently. Try something else. Try something else all the way outside. Healthy now. Everything we're talking about is healthy. Try something else completely out of the ordinary that you would normally do that keeps landing you in these positions. You know what brought me to this topic? I was thinking about somebody. And I was thinking about ever since we were younger, they just kind of always landed in it. It was just always something going on. When I'm saying it doesn't have to necessarily be confusion, because I've talked about those individuals enough on this channel. I'm just talking about, man, we'll just say, if there's a right way that the situation could play out and a wrong way that the situation could play out, they always had the wrong way that the situation played out. It was always not in their best interest. And I'm looking and I'm like, that, you know what, don't get me wrong. Sometimes some things are just luck of the draw. But if we're talking about it being consistently, it's not luck of the draw. That's a skill you've now adapted. Well, you know, excuse me, to come back on more so how this topic played out in my head, how I thought about it, and I put myself in this person's shoes. I'm like, man, you know, it's funny because, you know, when I've tried to talk with this person, and I remember even having to sit down with a friend that's like a brother of mine. We both sat down and we tried to really, you know, give two points of view at the same time with this person, just to let them know some better options on the table. Not telling them what to do, but just some better things, just a healthy discussion. And this person still walked away with something that wasn't on the table. When we already knew, both of us, we looked at each other after talking with this person hour and a half. We already knew, like, it was time wasted. Because we already knew the choice that they were talking about making was a bad one. That was years ago. You know what's happened since then? That was just one of the many bad choices that they have consistently made. Consistently made throughout the years, that has just had them in bad situation from bad to worse. And it's been no upside. And going back to what I was stating on, what really got me thinking in this video on this topic was, surely, you know, in their head, the only way that this has got to be playing out, because I'm like, man, well, do they not know better? Well, I remember that talk that me and such had, and many other talks, and I've even seen where other people have brought situations up to them, and why is it? And it's not that this person is just like stubborn and I don't want to hear it and I'm just going to do it my way. I thought about the way that the type of rebuttal that they've always had with anything that we brought to them, or things that have been brought to them from other people. And the way that, after thinking back on it, after all the years of experience and maturity that I've had, I'm like, you know how this is playing out in their how I could tell how it was playing out in their head is because it was playing out in their words. They think that they have a plan. They think that they have a plan and it's all figured out. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to pretend like I know on what's going on, but when you have, looking at 20, 25 years of the same thing, maybe you could try to do something differently. Like I said earlier, it's about changing your trajectory. It also led me to think, well, man, maybe they don't know how to do something different. And that's what got me thinking on this video. I'm like, man, surely you could just say, let me do something that I've not done before. Maybe let me just put on the table that maybe I don't have it all figured out. And some of these people that are in my circle offering constructive criticism, let me just grab on to one of these constructive, healthy things that they're saying. Let me just try it a different way. Different from me having it all figured out. 20, 25 years, he doing the same thing. Obviously, I don't have it figured out. And what we're talking about, people, we're not talking about a person knocking down the door on their goal and they're just getting things slammed in their face and it's persistence. That's not what we're talking about. Because I know I keep my videos generalized and I'm just trying to clarify that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about somebody with some stick-to-itness that keeps on at it and it's like, eventually I'm going to have a breakthrough. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about basically every situation up off in their life. I mean, from every situation up off in their life, let's just say every situation up off in their life just crumbling. But yet they got it all figured out. Let's try something different. Okay? Even if it's something you don't know, let's try something different. Let's look into some different options. This has made me exhausted talking up on this topic. I could just go and lay down. End the video. Stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. You all have a good one.